Ever. You can't count on having me around. You're long overdue for some loving. You need someone to hold you all night long. If you want romance, honey, just give me a chance. 'Cause you're long overdue for love. You might think that you don't have a problem. You might think I'm coming on too strong. But this night won't happen all that often. You might be better off to take me home. You're long overdue for some loving. I need someone to hold me all night long. Honey, I need romance. Won't you give me a chance? 'Cause I'm long overdue for love. If you want romance, honey, just give me a chance. 'Cause you're long overdue for love.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Hey, Jill, congratulations on your son getting into the college of his dreams and with a full scholarship, too. Yes, we are so proud of him. You know, I have to be honest. I'm a bit worried about our daughter getting into college. It's so competitive out there, and I feel overwhelmed with where to start. I completely understand. Listen, I felt the same way, and then I met Dr. Gina of Education Prep Centers. She put a plan in place that helped our son stand out in the admissions process and that gave us a peace of mind for how to create a financial roadmap for his future. Wow, that's great. Sounds like I need to give her a call. Yes, she definitely helped our son find the perfect college, meet all his deadlines, and help us feel less anxious about the whole process. You need to reach out to her. Just check out educationprepcenters.com and set up a complimentary assessment with Dr. Gina. You'll be so glad you did. Education Prep Centers, college admissions made easy.
Let's be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feathershare Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Wilfred Brimley for Loafing Dog.
I'm Wilfred Brimley for Loafing Dog. You know, when I get the hankering for a hot dog, I go to Cleveland, Texas. Just a couple blocks off the square, they got Loafing Dog. They got the Neely Dog, the Mary Sunshine Dog, the Casey Dog, and the Shirley Dog. Why, they even got the Pister Dog, the Brooklyn Dog, and the Jim Dog. Can't forget the Shane Dog, or the Joy Dog, and the Monty Dog. I like that fool. The Nakia Dog and the Braxton Dog round things off. Why, they even got a kids menu too.
Loafing Dog, 208 East Chambers Street, Cleburne, Texas. Lunch, catering, or takeout, plus outdoor seating. Phone number is 817-556-1040.
This is Wilford Brimley. And don't forget, Loafing Dog won't give you diabetes.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
The voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Good afternoon, MYFA Nation. Welcome to MYFA Live After the Whistle. Man, we're excited to be here. It's a beautiful day outside. I got some awesome guests in here today. I'm going to have them introduce themselves in just a minute, but we are in playoff push starting tonight. We've got 2 weeks of the MYFA 7-on-7 regular season. We also got, tackle football signups, from what I understand, across all of MYFA are pretty much wide open right now. I was talking to a certain town today, and he was telling me that they are already so full, Coach, that they're going to have to cut their signups off in 2 weeks. It's crazy. Football is back better than ever, and it's very exciting. Once again, welcome to the show. If you're listening to us online, or if you're watching online, drop an L in the comments. Guys, one of the things that I really would like to do is get our comment section more active in our show. We I know some people comment after the show, and we've got our usuals. Sydney says, happy Friday. Happy Friday, Sydney. Michael Rodriguez. What's up, Mike? My man there, my good longtime friend there. But guys, get active with us in the comments. Our guests are here. They know coming in that if you have questions for them, obviously appropriate questions, they will absolutely answer those questions. And we want to hear from you. What's up, Matt? There's my other guy. I can always count. Matt, you're going to have to come co-host the show with me one time, man. You're a constant. And if you're also listening, share it out. We want to make sure that this is getting big and getting live and getting out there. So we look forward to an awesome show. And we've got some great guests to my right. Please introduce yourself to MYFA Nation.
Hi, my name is Derringer Adrian, and I am number 15. I'm also 11 years old.
So this is the guy that I brag about. Don't let his calm, cool, collective fool you here. This dude is one of my favorite people. And yes, I am biased maybe because he's an Elk, but one of my favorite people to watch play football. If you get a chance, and we'll talk a little about this later, but they got a big game tonight. Go out and watch them play tonight, but watch my man Derringer. Not putting too much pressure on you, but I love when this guy plays football. It seems so seamless, natural athlete, and I really look forward to seeing him play more in his career when he gets outside of youth football. Right next to him, talk to us.
I'm Coach Adrian from the Burleson 6th grade 7-on-7 team. I'm probably the coach everyone here is yelling mid-games.
My man, Coach Casey. Y'all probably heard me mention his name a lot too. I asked these guys to come in today because first off, Derringer we were just talking about this before the show went on the air, is a perfect example, in my opinion, of what Pee Wee football is all about. Coach was telling me he's been involved in the system since flag. Is that correct?
Started 6 years old.
6 years old, and he's 11. So you said eight seasons?
This is his sixth season.
Sixth season.
Yeah, coming to an end. 6 seasons, and guys, that means a lot, right? And I've seen Derringer for the past 3 years in part of that, so about half of that time. But let me ask you, as a parent, not as a coach, what does that mean to find a healthy organization like that to you? I think one of the main things that caught my attention through this organization is it's easy to be a dad and come out and coach, but when majority of the coaches of these teams are volunteers that have no kids, they have zero, the only reason they're out there is to coach kids.
Yeah.
They're not out there for the benefit of their children, the benefit of, they're out there to teach kids, to be mentors to these kids. And I think that's
what really drew me in and kept me here in the organization.
Man, that's awesome. And for those of you who don't know, Casey, excuse me, is also a board member at Burleson. A new board member with us at Burleson is huge, and we're already helping out and things going from that nature. But Derringer, let me ask you. So football's pretty much all you've known, right? I mean, it's from flag all the way through now. Do you feel like that you're ready for junior high football?
I mean, I think I've gotten a lot of work in, but
Yeah.
I mean, I still think I've got a way to go, but I do think I'm ready.
That's awesome, man. And to me, I've said this a billion times. You know, I want to win Super Bowls like every coach. I want to win championships, but I want to be able to have a mark on a person like Derringer one at some point in time. And you know, I'm in my 3rd year of coaching now with the organization. And I want to see a kid that is 6th grade, 7th grade, that's going into that they feel confident going into junior high. You know, they feel confident. And I appreciate what you're saying, that you have more to learn, but I know that football is a second nature. And I commend you, because I watch when you get out on the field, man, it's like a second home to you. Yeah. It's, you know, this is all that he has done. And we talked about this a little bit with Alito last week. And Coach, I'll ask you, it seems nowadays that if you're not, I hate to say 24/7 football, but if football's not year round, you're behind the boat now. What are you seeing as a coach when it comes to that? Because, you know, for me, Alito was talking when they were here last week about how, you know, off season in, the kids are in this or in that. I've got my son with Redline Athletics, which is really fantastic. He has a personal coach now on Saturdays that he does training with. And it just seems like now where football, maybe I missed the boat back in the day, but I can remember when I was these guys' age playing Pee Wee football. It's like, okay, cool, go play Pee Wee football, and all right, baseball's next. All right, basketball's next. Now it just seems like it's like boom, it's football, and if that's your sport, yeah, play a little basketball, but that's your sport. Is that what we're going to now?
Absolutely. You know, I'll be honest. I'm a baseball guy at heart. I have an oldest son that played select baseball.
Boo, no, I'm just kidding.
But what I've learned, you know, I've tried to gear Derringer to play some baseball. He wants no part of it. It's football nonstop. This kid carries a football with him everywhere he goes. It's jumping on the trampoline, having a football. He does some quarterback training as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things that if just like in baseball, if you're not constantly going, you do get left behind. Because at some point, you know, you always have the best athletes.
Yep.
But at some point, and I've told that to my oldest son, if you stop working, people catch up to you.
Yep.
So if you're not working 24/7, you know, multiple days a week, people will catch up and pass you.
Yeah, you know, I excuse me, it's funny. I say that a lot. The same thing to my son is that hard work does pay off.
Absolutely.
You know, I've seen a lot of people that are very talented that relied on that. Matter of fact, there's some kids that I've seen since I have joined Burleson and MYFA, from both Burleson and other MYFA towns, that when I first seen them, I was like, holy cow, that kid is going somewhere. Whether it wasn't they put the work in, maybe they're a multi-sport athlete, maybe, you know, they were just like a little bit good here and there. And now all of a sudden, as Preston's getting older, where when Preston first started football, I mean, I'll be the first to tell you that it wasn't second nature to him. Yeah. But as he's getting older, you're starting to see this gap close, and that's work ethic. And what I love about MYFA is that I feel like all the towns that are involved in MYFA, that's what they want for the kids. Right. They want to teach that to them. Yes, we're going to go out and have fun. Yes, we're going to go out and win football games. Yes, we're going to have crosstown rivals. We're going to have all that stuff. But MYFA leaves an impact. And where I think MYFA is second to no other football organization in the nation. And this is my 20-second plug for MYFA. I'm not on the MYFA board, but this is my plug for them, is that they seem, you know, their slogan is it's about the kids. Right. I believe they back that up. And I love it. And so, you know, we're here. It's your mom says hi. Oh. Hi, Mom. But yeah, so Coach, talk to me about the importance of 7-on-7. Obviously, you were head coach tackle football and 7-on-7. Why is 7-on-7 important?
So with my experience, I feel like the 7-on-7 is able to kind of gravitate to a different set of skills. You know, there's a lot of coaches that be perfectly honest with you, don't want to sling a football around and tackle football.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of teams that's what they want to do is run a football. You know, so I think 7-on-7 gives the opportunity for coaches to build, you know, other characteristics for these kids so they can, you know, develop going forward.
Yeah, I agree with you on there. And once again, if you're just joining us, we have yeah, Steve, you're right. Steve just made a comment. There are other leagues in the area that are about the kids. I agree, Steve. There are several kids in the area that are about the kids, but we're talking about the MYFA radio show, and so I agree with you. And what you're saying is that 7-on-7 seems to open things up a lot. And what I have found personally with 7-on-7 this year, and I mentioned this last week. And do you know how far you can throw a football? Do you know how far he does, Coach? Flat-footed?
Yeah. I know.
How far?
He can sling it 40.
So, guys, this is the one of the ones that I was talking about last week that me and I believe it was Wayne from Cleburne. We were watching y'all's game. It was in Burleson, up at the old high school or the high school that first week, and watched Derringer throw a pass in the back of the end zone like it was effortless. And he looked at me and goes, "Did that kid just throw it 40 yards?" And I looked at him like, the kid just threw it 40 yards. And I remember, so telling myself, I remember when the Super Bowl came here and the NFL had their player experience thing, you know, and you could go out and throw a football and you would throw it with, you know, they'd measure your speed compared to Brett Favre and all that. Dude, I thought I was something because I threw a football like 50 yards. And I was like, dude, what's up, NFL? Why are you not calling me? Because I remember as a kid watching the quarterback competitions and like, man, they would put everything behind it and they would be like 61 yards, 62 yards. And I'm like, dude, man, I'm throwing 50 yards. And now we're watching kids, sixth graders.
It's crazy. It really is impressive.
I don't get it. Yeah. Like the way athletes are evolving nowadays. And I said this too, when I went to a high school football game and I was Burleson. I get to do a lot of work. So I'm down there on the field. And man, these kids are giants, giants. And I'm going, oh my God, what are they feeding people? Just the evolution of the athlete. And so, you know, Coach, talking about 7-on-7, do you use 7-on-7 to get ready for tackle? Or is it purely, I just want to see the offense open up and see what happens?
I think it's a combination of both. You know, I have linemen on my team. I have skills kids on my team. It's for me, 7-on-7 is more about who wants to be there, right? Because it's hard. It's hard this time of the year. It's hard to get everyone there.
Yeah, you're right about that with baseball and basketball and stuff like that. But do you? I don't want to get into your offensive play charts, which I've seen, by the way, pretty nasty. Do you run the same plays in tackle, or I know y'all threw the ball quite a bit last year. What do you use from 7-on-7 to get these guys ready? So,
you know, I do carry some of what I do in 7-on-7 to tackle.
Conditioning.
A lot of conditioning.
Darren just says we run a lot.
Obviously, I'm not running a whole lot of 4 wide.
Right.
But, you know, I do use a section of my playbook that I do include into tackle.
Yeah, Matt on here says 7-on-7 is the reason the best quarterbacks in the country come out of Texas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. Yeah. I feel like, and once again, yes, I got gray hairs for those you can see on the camera right there. I got gray hairs right here.
A lot of them.
Hey. You'll get there one day, young Padawan. I feel like that 7-on-7 flag, whatever you want to call it, has really taken off in the past 5 to 7 years. Now, I could be wrong, and it could have been big from there, but I know that, like, you know, Matt Hasselbeck has a quarterback camp. One of the special guests that we're going to have on the show, I hope it's okay I say this, but he has been confirmed, is we're having Jermichael Finley come on. And Jermichael Finley, for those of you that don't know, multiple Pro Bowler, longtime Green Bay Packer, is also involved in MYFA, but he runs a camp called Elevate You. I think we did that last year, and he gets pretty in depth with the Elevate You, and you know, they have quarterback camps, and it seems like they start looking at quarterbacks about
young
now, right? So my thing is, as a coach, and I'm hitting you with coaches' questions because I want the parents to know what goes through coaches' brains. You know, I think sometimes parents think that we just kind of show up and, you know, old backyard and draw up some plays and go from there. But I can tell you in Burleson, I know in Alito, I know, you know, from these other towns that there's a lot of thought and heart that goes into it, right? You know, I'll be the first to admit, when 2 years ago, when we were in the championship game, we were up and had a one misfortunate play. I mean, it broke my heart. I broke down in tears. Like, I mean, it was like, and I know some people will look at that and be like, oh, dude, you're chasing like a ring for your kid, living for your kid. No, it's not about that. It's about that we want to give the kids the best experience they have, but we also want to get the best out of them. Right. How do you do that? How do you get the best out of your kids?
Yell at them.
There it is, folks. There's the real answer right there. That is what every kid thinks. All the coaches yell at them, but that's not true. That's not true.
I think it's important to motivate.
It's
them.
love.
Surprisingly, it is. You know, I'll be the first to admit I'm probably the hardest on my own kid.
Sure.
You know, and a lot of that has to do with, you know, I want parents to, you know, if I'm coaching their kid, I want them to know that I'm holding my kid accountable too.
Yeah.
Like my son won't get away with anything that that any other kid will. But I think one of the biggest things for me is to keep them motivated.
Yeah.
You know, at this age, especially the younger you get, the attention span is all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's keeping them engaged, making sure they're having fun. You know, some of these kids do take it personal when a coach is yelling at them.
Danger.
But, you know,
I've gotten yelled at for like 6 years. Come on. It's really personal.
You know, so let me ask you, Derringer, what is it like playing 7-on-7 in the 6th grade level? Because you guys, we're going to talk about this when we do our I have you guys as the game of the week tonight, so no pressure. We're going to talk about that here in our next segment.
Yeah.
But there's some good competition.
There is. Yeah.
What's it like playing against that week in and week out?
Honestly, I think every team somewhere around the same skill level, but if you work harder, every team gets better.
Sure.
So there's some teams out there like Eaton Diggs. They've got size and they're good. I mean, but I guarantee they put work in, work out.
Yeah. And let me ask you this. When you step on the field, and has the, I don't want to use the word intimidation factor, but because you've been playing so long, do you have, fear is not the right word. When you step on the field, you're comfortable, right? You're ready to go. Like it's win, lose, or draw, your brain, your head's right, you're ready to go. Yeah. My question is, in a uber talented division of 7-on-7 and also tackle last year, what do you do when you make the mistake? Right? Tell some of our younger kids that are out there, because right now, I mean, I've got the 5th grade team. I know the 4th grade team out there, and I watch it. I mean, they make a mistake, and you would have thought that they have an 8 in 6 weeks. I mean, like it is over, right? I mean, it's the game's over. We messed up, and that's important to learn. Tell me what it's like on your level when you make the mistake.
I mean, you just got to get past that. I mean, sometimes you think the coach yelling at you personally, and they're just calling you out, but that's not what it is.
I like it, man. I like it. See, that's wisdom right there, folks. That is wisdom right there. So if you're just joining us, your mom is like making comments all over the place. I mean, we probably should have just had her come in on here. But she says that she replied back to Matt and said, I pray that my boy would be one of those that are in the elite 7-on-7 quarterbacks and elite quarterbacks that come out of Texas. And I definitely think that you could with the work ethic, man. You're a special talent. But if you're just joining us here, we've got Coach Casey and Derringer, the 6th grade 7-1, correct? Burleson Elks. Got one loss under. We won't talk about that right now. We won't talk about the one loss, but 7-1. Burleson Elks setting at the top 3 in the division. When we get back from the break here, we have in a few minutes, we'll kind of talk about that a little bit. But Coach, one of the things that I'm enjoying about this 7-on-7 season, every week my games have been like at 9:30, so I kind of get to go watch the other teams play. Y'all's are late games too.
Yeah.
I guess that comes with the older age. And don't worry, Rob, I'm not complaining about the schedule. You've done a marvelous job with buttering him up a little bit for the fall, right? But one of the things that I've gotten to do is go out and notice in the kids, and from week 1 up until now, just from playing football as much as they have, the growth has been pretty incredible. And Coach, I want to ask you this. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Are you done coaching after this? Are you all the Burleson parents right now are at attention waiting on this answer? And no, Amber, you cannot answer for him.
Yes.
All right. Are you done? Are you going to move on to help with junior high, or what's your thought process about going through another round?
I'm looking forward to being able to watch him as dad. I've
That's
been
awesome.
coaching him for several years now, so I'm looking forward to sending him off to someone else.
No.
I'm sure
That's not gonna
I'm sure
happen.
I'll critique at the end of the game, but I'm looking forward to being dad for a little while. I'm surprised at how much I've enjoyed the coaching.
Yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think I would enjoy it more not having a kid on the team.
It's funny. I think about that a lot too.
Don't lose your voice as much.
Boy, Darren just giving it to you about yelling at him. I love it, man. I love it. That's why we're MYFA Live. It's no holds bars, man. We can say whatever we want. I think about that a lot too, because while I absolutely love coaching my son, and you can tell me if you have the same thought process. One of the things that I always want to make sure of is that I am harder on him than anybody else.
Sure.
And the other night in practice, he had a bloody nose. His friend Ryan gave it to him on accident. Just they're fighting for the ball, and we're doing the really cool drill we were doing with Coach Jacob. And he kind of came over there. I'm like, dude, get back over there. Like, if it was another kid, I'd be like, oh man, let's go talk to your mom. You know what I mean? But one of the things, I just turned another light on. One of the things that I enjoy about football is getting to know these kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's some great kids in the community.
Some of these kids I've been involved with since 6 years old.
Yeah.
What's that going to be like at the end of this year? I mean, this is
I-
it, right? I mean, you guys got 3 weeks, maybe
That's
4
it.
championship game. I mean, this is it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's that going to be like for you?
See, when tackle came to an end for us, that was tough for me. Because some of these kids, I mean, I love them like I do my own son.
Me too, man.
You develop relationships with some of these kids that it's going to last way beyond.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, even like tonight after the game, there's several coming to stay the night at my house,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
it's awesome. Sydney says, I think I would worry if coaches didn't yell at their kids during practice and games. So there you go.
I want more moms like that.
Yeah, that's right, Cindy. Speak louder.
No, I don't.
Speak louder. Matt says coaches don't yell. We simply speak loud enough level so that everyone learns from one kid's mistake. I
no.
love it. I'm
No.
going to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm talking loud so everybody learns.
I'm sure many kids have learned from me that.
Me too. That's for sure. Well, I do real quick before we get into the next segment. I told you guys time flies when we're having fun. I want to cover real quick the 7-on-7 playoff schedule because we've got 2 weeks tonight. So we got 2 weeks left. Seeding is important in 7-on-7, right,
Absolutely.
Coach? I mean, you want to be the right seed in there. And for you parents that are listening, and guys, thank you for being interactive today. Once again, this is MYFA Live After the Whistle. Please continue to be interactive with us. I love it. I love going back and forth. I love the fact that Steve, who's with another organization, is listening to the show with the BYA organization. Great guy in our community. Thank you, Steve, for listening to the show and going from there, and for what you do with the kids. The guys keep being interactive on the show, but I think it's important as we get ready to this first break to talk about how the playoffs work. So, number one, the first and second seed get a bye. That's huge,
Yeah, that is.
right?
Get that extra week of work.
This is a little foreshadowing. Y'all's game tonight's probably
It's
for
big.
a bye.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's big.
It's big for 2 and 3.
And so that's huge because that means so what happens is we got 2 weeks of regular season, and then the 9th, I believe is what the date is, that Friday. If you're not the first seed or the second seed, you have to play minimum 2 games to get to the championship.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're the first or second seed, you only got to play 1 game.
Yeah.
And that's big because number one, if those games are back to back, which they very well could be, you've got a team coming in that is played and another team that's been well rested, right? And that's important. So here's how the seeding works. it's a little bit different than a normal bracket. You know, you would typically say 1 and 2 have the bye, and then 3 would play 6 and 4 would play 5. That's not the way it works because we cannot redraw up brackets once we go to the championship round. So the way it works is the 4 seed actually plays the 6 seed, and the 3 seed plays the 5 seed. That is really big because that first game, my opinion, 4's getting a little bit of a better of a break,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
As the 4 seed, and 3 and 5. I mean, you know, we'll go through the divisions here when we get back from the next segment, but a lot of these divisions, 3 and 5 is the same record. I mean, they're almost the same team. You know, there seems to be a drop off after the first, you know, 4 or 5 teams in some of these divisions. And so, not saying the 6 seeds, I mean, any given Friday, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Any given Friday, a team can win. My game of the week last week was an upset, and we'll talk about that too when we come back.
That was a good game.
Was it?
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could have watched that game. Did you get to see it all?
I got to see the last 5 minutes or so. We were playing on the opposite end, and I'm not going to lie.
You were peeking down there.
You're
sneaking some peeks down there. So 4 plays 6 and 3 plays 5. And when we get back from the break, I'll kind of go over where everybody's setting at tonight, going from there. I assume you guys want that number 1 or number 2 seed. That's what you're going for,
and
right?
These next 2 weeks, we'll have Diggs and we'll have Godly next week.
So the next 2 weeks, you guys went out.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's
tough.
It's all about, though.
Dude, that is why, guys, listen, I know I sound like a broken record. Let me look at you right here, okay? This is why MYFA is better than any other organization out there, right? It's the leadership, great, awesome, which we're missing Victor. By the way, my predictions, y'all,
he's disappeared.
He has disappeared. And I'm not Victor before any of you guys type that mess out there, okay? I am right here, but I'm 10-4. I'm 10-4 on my predictions right now. But listen, MYFA is the best league out there for you. If you don't have your kids playing or already signed up for the fall, number one, you might want to, because some of these towns are already cutting off signups.
That's early.
I mean, to cut off signups, and I'm sorry, I'm coughing, folks. I promise I don't have the COVID. But these towns are cutting off signups already, and I mean, dude, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Get your kids signed up, because of what he just said right there. You're about to play 2 of the best 7-on-7 teams probably in the state right now. Really good 7-on-7 teams. Dude, you can't get that anywhere else.
No. The competition in MYFA just continues to grow.
Every year it grows, and there's towns waiting to get in.
I don't blame them.
That's crazy. Guys, stick with us. We got a lot of 7-on-7 to cover after the break. Once again, this is MYFA Live After the Whistle. We will be back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We'll be back.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson, Cleburne, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family-owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
And just like that, we are back. Take care of a couple of house cleaning business things. Thank you guys for being with us today. And we've got a lot of comments in here. I'm trying to get through all of them. MYFA Live after the whistle. If you are listening, please drop an L for the live. If you're listening live right now and you can make a comment. Now, if you're driving, don't be silly and try to comment and drive at the same time. You can always comment after the show and we will catch it back up. I do go back and rewatch and look for the comments afterwards. But truly, parents, thank you for being on the show with us today and being a part. I mean, you guys are the reason why we're here. And so a couple of house cleaning things. Joco Community Radio is proud to be your voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is on the live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go into tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The Joco Community Radio app is now available for free on Android and Apple devices. Just all you have to do is search your store for Joco Community Radio. Check out our lineup and more at jococommunityradio.com. This episode is brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep, Nona Reed, at 844-TEXT-TAIL. That's 844-839-4245. And then also Versus Uniforms. If you coaches are listening, or organizations you don't have your uniforms out there yet, Versus can help you out. You can reach out at 817-308-6064. So we are back. Ended off talking about the playoffs. Your mom's already mad at me, says don't call her out. I'm gonna call you out if you're not listening next week, if you're only listening because your husband and son's on the show. Ha! All right. And guys, once again, thank you for joining us. It's for you parents real quick. And I meant to mention this in our first segment, guys, MYFA is still looking for sponsors. You know, we do these things like the radio shows and stuff like that. And you may say, well, you know, I don't own a business. How do I sponsor? There's a lot of organizations that will scholarship kids, but the only reason why they can scholarship kids is because a parent or two will step up and they'll say, hey, you know what? Let me donate for one football player or one cheerleader to cheer. Guys, reach out to your local organizations. Reach out to MYFA directly. You can always get in touch with me here at the radio station. You can go to the MYFA website, and that's probably where I point you first to go to. We're looking for sponsorships. You know, I'll just kind of tell you guys, and look, MYFA after the whistle, you know, they don't tell me what I can and can't say, Derringer, so I'm just going to say it, and if I get in trouble, I guess they'll tell me. But just to play at a field like All Saints cost almost $6,500, $7,000.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a lot of money, but it's an awesome field, right? And referees, hundreds of dollars a night per location, right? So, guys, we can go as big as the parents take us. And I believe there's 3,500 kids right now in MYFA between football and cheer. Crazy.
That's insane.
If every parent in MYFA, here's my 30-second sales pitch to all you guys listening. If every parent in MYFA made a small donation, it would take this organization to the next level.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And the reality of it is that it would help us get the better facilities and better things for our students and kids. And guys, parents, if you're listening, these are your kids. These are our kids. These are my kids. You know, Coach Casey, his son here, right? These are your kids here, and invest in them, guys. There is nothing, in my opinion, better that you can invest in than a young student to help shape his or her life. Yeah. And so get with your towns, get with your boards, get with MYFA directly. We want to have you get involved as much as possible. There are students already in every town, I can tell you, looking for assistance to be able to play football. There's nothing better than being able to give to help a kid play football or help a kid cheer. So there's my 30-second speech. We're going to get right back into 7-on-7 football. I was bragging about my record, Derringer. You know, I'm still competitive, right? I may be old. Yeah. I may be gray. I may be fat and out of shape. But guess what? I still like to be competitive. So my games last week, all right? My games last week, I was 100%, except I missed the game of the week last week. I missed the game of the week last week. So here's what I had for my games for last week going through here, and we'll talk about it. So second grade division, I had the Azel versus Pister game, and I had Azel winning the game 24-10. The game was actually 19-13. Not so
close. Yeah.
Not bad, right? You know, a turnover here and there. In third grade, I had Alito Davis versus Alito Hightower. I had Davis winning the game 27-22. It was not that close. It was 44-7, but I got the pick right. Davis won. In fourth grade, I actually had two games. I had Burleson Barrett versus Hightower. I had them winning that game 24-17. They won 35-0. And then I had Alito Cooper versus Hightower, and they won 31-0. And I had that game 28-22. In the fifth grade division, I had Eaton versus Stephenville. I had Eaton 20, Stephenville 42. That game was Eaton 22, Stephenville 39. Yeah. So pretty close there. And then the game of the week that I missed by 2 points. Godly and Diggs. I had the score Diggs 32, Godly 28. So and it was Diggs. Yeah, it was Diggs 32, Godly 33.
On a last-second touchdown.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, that makes me feel a little bit better. It does make me feel a little bit better that it was a last-second touchdown there. Okay, so things are getting hot and heavy. I'm going to go through the division standings. If you just missed it, we talked about the playoff seeding, so just a very quick recap. 1 and 2 get a bye week. Yep. And then you're going to have 3 place 5 and 4 place 6. Right. So here we go. So we're going to start with second grade. We'll do some picks. I'm going to read you guys some stats so you guys can kind of pick off the stats if you don't know these teams. But I'm going to read some picks out tonight. I'll make my picks. You guys make your picks. Derringer, do not cheat.
Yes.
You get expelled for cheating in school. And I'll tell your mother, she's listening. Okay. So here we go. The division standings in second grade. Azel and Alito by far running away with it. Okay. Azel's 8-0 with 167 points for, 70 against, and Alito is 7-1. Those two teams have played each other. It was one of the picks that I got wrong. I had Alito barely winning that game, but I do know a little bit about this second grade Azel team. They are scrappy. Watched them play in Burleson last year, and a parent did confirm it that some of these kids were part of the Azel Basin team that played in Burleson last year. And I got to it was one of the games that our announcer was out, so I actually got to call the game out there. It was a lot of fun. But they are a scrappy, good little team. Azel right now, I believe it's the class of that division. But here's the fight. Third seed, Granbury. I guess it's pronounced Insminger. Fourth seed is Pister. Fifth seed is Granbury Edwards. All three of those teams are 5-3 right now. And then our sixth seed is White Settlement at 3-5. I believe White Settlement is locked in that 6th seed. I don't think they can get any higher. The 7th seed is Eaton at 1-7. They've been eliminated from the playoffs. So the fight is this. Azel and Alito, they're going to finish 1-2. You have Esminger, Pister, and Edwards. So tonight's games, Pister plays on both.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Pister has Edwards first, and then Esminger second. So one of two things could happen. Pister could
jump the rankings,
solely establish we are the number 4 seed, and not just the number 4 seed, but put together 2 wins and be 7-3 and have a very good dominant record, right? Or both Granbury teams could really knock Pister down, and you could potentially get a first round matchup of a Granbury and Granbury, which would be interesting. So here's the game. We got Granbury, Edwards versus Pister. All right, Darren, I'm going to give you the stats. I'm going to let you make the picks first. I need the score for both teams, and we will hold you accountable next week. No, I'm just kidding. So the first game is Edwards versus Pister. Granbury Edwards has 128 points scored for and 124 points against. A point differential of only 4.
Yeah, that's kind of close.
On paper, they don't really play great defense. Matter of fact, they've given up, this is interesting, the second most points in second grade. Only the team in last place, Cleburne, has given up the most points at 179. Yeah. And then you have Pister with 135 points scored and 96 against. You got a pretty close game tonight. Gut feeling, who you going with? Pister or Granbury?
I'm gonna have to go with Pister.
Oh, we got a call out. What's up, RJ? Hey, Justin Baston. Dude, this is my man, Justin, man. He I was just talking about you, man. I call him an elk, but he's a Hornet now, man. I got to give it up to him, doing great things out there in Hazel. Dude, love your team out there. Love what you're doing for the kids. Thank you for what you do out there, too. You've got Pister. You got a score you want to throw out?
Honestly, because of the defense and how many points Pister's put up, I'm going to have to go 35-27.
So Derringer's got Pister winning 35-27. Coach, you will make your prediction?
I'm an offensive guy at heart. Okay.
You're kidding.
But we know what wins games.
That's defense.
You don't win a game if you give up a lot of points.
Yep.
I'm going Pister. And I'm going to go. It's going to be close. It's going to be 22-18.
Ooh, I like it. So here's my prediction. I'm also going Pister.
Yeah.
My prediction for this game is I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going Pister 20, and I'm going Granbury. I do think this is going to be close, but I'm going Granbury Edwards 18.
Yeah.
And then the second game is Pister versus Granbury Insminger.
Is that seed 2?
They're seed 3 right now because of point differential. So they've scored 118 points and given up 103 for a point differential of 15. So our next game is Pister versus the second Granbury. Who you got?
I want to go the underdog.
Oh, we love it. Give me your score.
I think if that Granbury team plays good defense, I'll hold them low. So I'm going to go Granbury 18, Pister 14.
14. Like it. Coach?
I'm from Granbury.
Okay. All right.
And I'm about to pick against them twice.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
I think Pister's
all you Granbury folks,
today.
calm down.
I think Pister takes it 24-20.
24-20.
Still a close game.
Close game. Coach, I agree with you. I think Pister is going to come out and show that they're the 4th best team in the league. And I've got a very similar score. I've got Pister 22, and I've got Granbury Insminger only scoring 14 against them. I've got 22-14. I'm going to circle mine, so I have. So I've got Pister winning them both tonight. My thought process on it, and I love me some Granbury. Granbury's got a great, organization, a great town out there. I like the defensive numbers I'm seeing out of Pister. Right. I really do. And that tells me that they can lock down on defense when they need to. I think the game's going to be close. And as we all know, you remember Derringer playing in 2nd grade, emotions start running high. So emotions could absolutely flip this thing. They could. Yeah. RJ says hi. Hey, RJ, man, good to see you. Glad you're here. Matt says ultimate power move. Tell your mom. See, I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about, but don't get in trouble. I don't want to hear it from your mom. 3rd grade. Here's our standings in 3rd grade. So 3rd grade is a little opposite than some of the other grades. Yeah. 1 through 4 is stacked. Okay. Brock Elliott's 8-0. Alito Davis is 7-1. Alito Scott 7-1. Midlothian Robinson 7-1.
Ooh, that's tough.
5, 6, 7, and 8. 5 is 5-3. 6 is 5-3. 7 is 4-4. And 8 seed is 4-4. There's a log jam for only, honestly, 2 spots. There's a log jam for 2 spots. So the game I have is Alito Hanson versus Alito Wilkes, because Alito Wilkes is 4-4, and Alito Hanson is 5-3. Okay. Here's the stats. Alito Hanson.
Yes.
183 points scored.
Ooh.
That's up there.
Dominant offense.
154 points scored against.
They're giving up a lot.
They're a differential of 29. And then we have Alito Wilkes, 82 points scored, but giving up 115.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Negative 33 point differential. Who you got? Alito Wilkes or Alito Hanson?
I'm going to have to go with Alito Hanson.
Alito Hanson, you got a score?
That offense just sounds so much more.
Sounds good, doesn't
it?
I like it. He goes by the numbers. I like it. You got a score you want to throw out?
I do.
What you got?
Hanson 40,
Woo!
And then I'm gonna have to go 19.
So you got this as a blowout.
Yeah.
Coach, what you think?
Hanson's the one that had scored 180.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going Alito Hanson,
Okay.
32,
Okay.
16. 32-16.
Another blowout. I think you guys are right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think this is a blowout. I think Alito Hanson wins this game walking away.
Yeah.
I've got Alito Hanson scoring 35, and I've got Alito Wilkes scoring 8. I think it's a blowout. I think Hanson secures their playoff spot tonight. I don't think, my personal opinion on the third grade division, I don't see a change. White Settlement Ellis, they're a team that scored 147 points and 143 against. They could sneak up there, but I really think that Granbury Westbrook, Alito Hanson, I think they're going to grab those last 2 seeds in the third grade division. That's just from me looking at it. Hey, Casey. Ryan, 30-second break. One of my son's good friends. We would have never met the Reyes.
They're a good family.
Without MYFA in Burleson. And like every time I think about the families, coming across you guys, your wife, I've gotten to work with your wife, the Reyes family, Andy, like that is, if people don't understand what sports is all about at the youth level, by all means, it's about getting better and competitive and winning and getting them ready. But the communication and friendships, dude, Rolly will call me. And by the way, I don't know if he's listening or not, but I know Casey is, and Ryan's listening. Rolly can cook, man. And he lives like right around the corner. He'd be like, hey, Coach Mike. I'm like, yeah, what's up, Rolly? I got some ribs. You want to come on try them? Yeah, how long? They'll be done in like 45 minutes. They're not my best, though. And of course, they're so good, they make your tongue slap your brain, right? I mean, it's like one of those things that are good. Love the Reyes family. You guys be careful getting out to the fields tonight. I know you're heading out there. Casey's going out there to help me get a few things set up while I'm here. So thank you for that, to Casey, heading out to All Saints. So there's our third grade division. Now to the mighty fourth grade division. Maybe besides sixth grade, the most competitive division in MYFA.
Fourth grade is pretty good.
Here's the standings. I am so sorry for the coughing today, guys. It's my heart. I'll explain that in another show. Everything's all good. Just causes me to cough sometimes. So fourth grade division, Alito, Cooper, Burleson Barrett, and Midlothian are all 7-1. I love you, Midlothian. This is a 2-horse race in fourth grade. Midlothian, I actually think, played Burleson Barrett. They haven't played Cooper yet, and Burleson Barrett handled them pretty easily. But we do have a logjam going into the playoffs with Midlothian at 7-1, Alito Chisholm at 6-2, Alito Hightower at 5-3, Eaton Hatfield at 5-3, and there's Granbury at 4-4. So the game I have tonight, I have Alito Chisholm. They're playing Burleson Barrett tonight. Okay. So here's the numbers for Chisholm. They're 6-2, 118 points scored, but only 62 points scored against.
Solid defense.
Solid defense. They're giving up 56 points differential, right?
Yep.
Now Burleson Barrett is 311 points scored. And 39, points against, for a point differential of 272. I probably don't have to ask, but let me ask who you got tonight, Burleson Barrett or Leto Chisholm? What's the score?
So, I have to go Barrett 40.
Okay.
40-28.
40-28. Who you got, Coach?
Barrett's not giving up 28.
No?
No.
We all know Kevin will be throwing a fit.
Yeah.
He gives up 28.
Kevin's head will explode if they give up 28.
What do you got in the
I'm
score?
going to go Burleson. I say defense is important, but there's sometimes an offense,
If it's dominant enough.
defense just can't have answers for it.
That's true.
And if they're scoring 300 points, it's going to be Burleson 44.
18.
10.
So before I make my pick, you may or may not know this, but Burleson Barrett is without their head coach tonight. Okay. I'm not sure who's calling the offense tonight. Sorry if I'm sure if Coach Kevin's listening right now, he is probably highly upset at me that I gave away that the coach isn't there tonight because now that the team can prepare. First off, they're in Coach Kevin's hands, who, I mean, he's one of my mentors in football, and whether he's calling the offense or anyone else, their quarterback probably, in my opinion, Colby, outside of you,
good.
is the best quarterback in the
He's
Burleson
special.
organization.
That
He
kid's
is
gonna be
a special kid, another kid that I'm super excited to see keep going. Gets in his own head a little bit, but he's a special kid, and I don't think this is close tonight. Even without Coach Andy there, I feel like Burleson is on a mission. I feel like they want not only to grab that 1 and 2 seed, but they're looking for the rematch for Cooper. I know Cooper's probably looking forward to the rematch. I mean, look, they've beat Burleson, I think 3 or 4 of the last few times that they've played, including in tackle. And, I was at the first half to come on here and say, hey, you know what? You guys upset them, even have them on the show. But I think tonight, Burleson Barrett versus Chisholm, I've got Burleson Barrett scoring 55 points, and I've got Chisholm scoring 8.
Okay.
I think I love you, Alito. Please, no hate mail. All right. You can disagree with me. I'd love to hear you on here. I think fourth grade is a 2-horse race that I hope and pray. Coach Kevin just corrected me and said we haven't lost Cooper in tackle, so I guess it's been in 7-on-7 they have. I hope and pray I get to watch that Cooper Burleson Barrett game because it's going to be fun on both sides.
All their games are competitive.
Yeah, it's super competitive. Even Cooper said, they got down early to him. And what I love is those games bring out the best in all the coaches.
Yeah.
Brings out the best in all the kids.
Sometimes the worst in the coaches every now and then.
I was just say the worst in the parents. But yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff gets brought out in those games. And look, I think fourth grade going into fifth grade next year is going to be the most competitive division in MYFA. Here's what's crazy. There are so many teams that aren't even in this fourth grade that are playing 7-on-7 right now. That's going to be scary in fifth grade next year. I can tell you this, Weatherford, who's coming, there's a kid that we seen play in a tournament we played in, and I believe, and Coach Kevin probably could tell me he's listening right now, that he is on that 4th/5th grade team. And I heard a rumor an Old Elk might be on that team too. I don't know that for sure. The room, you know how rumor mills fly. But an Old Elk that used to play quarterback for 4th grade Barrett might be on that team. But I'll tell you, that number 32 for Weatherford is special. Yeah. And I mean, he is dynamic. Weatherford is going to be no joke in tackle. They're going to be no joke in tackle. And so there's a lot of teams in there. I cannot wait to watch 4th grade unfold in not just 7-on-7, but for tackle football season. Coach Kevin says, Leto Cooper, they're a tough matchup all the way around. And they are. They said the same thing about Burleson. And I think it's awesome for the kids. Iron sharpens iron. I think it's really good. All right, on to 5th grade, my division. If I'm being honest, as a radio host, this is a 1-team race in 5th grade.
Stephenville seems to be.
Stephenville's legit, Coach. Yeah. I've gotten to talk to their coach. They are legit. They are a very good team. They played Eaton last week, and just like I thought would happen, they handled Eaton with no problem, and that was even with them missing 2 of their top players last week. They handled Eaton no problem. But you've got Granbury Rice, who also played the other Granbury team last week. They took their first loss to Granbury Moreno. So here's what we got in the division. 3rd through 6th, we've got 6-2 Eaton. They've locked in the 3rd spot. I don't see Eaton losing again. They're also a very good team. You've got Moreno 6-2, Burleson Moore 5-3, Crowley 4-4, and unfortunately last week Burleson Tubbs had to forfeit, but their schedule would have set up for them to have been 500 too. So they're 3-5 right now. They've got some work to do to get in. The game of the week I actually have in 5th grade is my Burleson team playing against Moreno, and here's the reason why. Seeding purposes, it's going to be very important. 6-2 Moreno, they've scored 210 points, given up 140 for a point differential of 70. My team has scored 155 points, given up 108 for a point differential of 47. this game, in my opinion, is going to be for the 4th seed tonight. I think we've both already beat Crowley, and that 4th seed is going to be really important as it comes down the stretch. As I said, 1 through 3 is wrapped up. So, and it's okay to pick against me. I love it. Like that's what it's all about. But we've got Burleson Moore versus Granbury Moreno. Who you got?
I think if you play smart with the football and you can just.
I'm out, man. I'm out.
I think you.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know that they've played yet, but they've played the tough teams just like we have. I believe for both, they may have to play Eaton once, but Granbury, we played Crowley last week, and Granbury Moreno is kind of that top tier division team that we have left play. So before you make your prediction, one thing about MYFA Live After the Whistle, it's all about being fair. They're a good team.
Yeah. Once again, if you play smart with the football, I think you're going to win.
I love it. Coach, what do you think?
You're going to kick me off the show, but
okay.
I'm going to go Granbury.
Yep.
In a close game. I'm going to say 27-24.
I love it. You know what? And that's what MYFA Live is all about, is honesty.
I think it'll be really close.
Really close? What do you got, Coach?
It's going to be just like the Godley and Diggs game last week. It's going to be lower scoring.
Yep.
I'm going to go 25-23. Burleson.
I'm going to have to say
25-23.
I'm going to have to go 2016.
2016 Burleson. So, Coach, unfortunately, I have to pick against you like you did. Me, game of the week. Go watch this game. It's going to be fun. You guys get out there and watch it tonight. Thank you guys much. You were awesome. This has been MYFA Live After the Whistle. We'll see you next week.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio. At Romika Designs, we're more than just a laser engraving and specialty designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that vision or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and we have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040, email info@romikadesign.com, or visit us